The Lonely is a very downer episode that tackles on, what else? The feeling of loneliness. We follow a convicted murderer named James A. Corey, who lives in the not-too-distant future, where criminals are punished for their crimes by being exiled to live alone on an inhabitable asteroid for a life sentence. Evidently, criminals in the future are all sentenced to live alone on space rocks so they won't be a threat to others, including other prisoners. The torment of being alone forever is designed to be a harsh punishment enough for those who don't deserve to be around normal society any longer. Corey lives in a makeshift asteroid home, desperately seeking something to do to cope with his isolation, where the only people he meets are his guards, who routinely dump supplies for him in their Starfleet shuttle. However, after Corey gets points for good behavior in an attempt to get out sooner from his imprisonment, the government has given him a sex robot to pretend he has some human contact. Corey has a meet-cute moment with his pretty female android Alicia, who was designed to keep him company. Corey at first rejects Alicia, seeing her as a toy meant to entertain him and mocking his loneliness even further, but he soon realizes that there's more to her than meets the eye. Transformers. No, Alicia is actually capable of expressing emotions, thinking, and grows to love Corey. Yep, we're doing a "does the robot have a soul too?" plot. However, unlike I Sing the Body Electric, Alicia and Corey's character arcs have a heavier impact and more raw emotion. Corey forms a Mass Effect romance with Alicia, where he finally learns to love her, and Alicia soon begins to mirror his personality over time, as she studies Corey's behavior and learns to love him, as he does for her. Not going to lie, this episode starts out as a relatively slow burn ride up until Alicia is introduced. Then, everything kind of happens super fast. Corey at first despises Alicia, but when he sees that she can emote, then he befriends her, and faster than you can say, "assuming direct control," they become a couple. It just feels a tad too quick. I kind of wish more time went into the love story between the robo-ship. Though, to the show's credit, a time skip does occur where the two practically become a married couple as Corey finally feels happy for once in his life. His fondness for the robo-girl molds him into a better man who at last feels fulfilled. And then we get to the third act conflict. The Starfleet officers arrive, telling Corey that the courts have re-reviewed his case and declared him a free man, meaning Corey can finally come back home. Or to the space colony or wherever. However, they tell Corey that there's not enough room on their ship to support too many people, saying that only he can come ride, naturally revealing that he'll have to leave behind his robot girlfriend. Awkward! Corey outright refuses to abandon Alicia and demands he stay with her, but the space captain, who has been sympathizing with our protagonist, desperately tries to convince him that he has to come home because Alicia isn't real. The episode does have this blurry line where even the audience has to rethink their perspective over Alicia. Is Alicia truly a living robot with love and feelings? Or has Corey's loneliness finally got to him, and was he only imagining that Alicia was alive? This leads to Corey's dilemma over choosing between leaving prison or keeping his girlfriend. And in a rather shocking twist ending, which even I didn't see coming, the Starfleet captain helps Corey come to his senses by shooting the robot girlfriend in the face.
No choice at all.
Corey?
No! No! Corey.
Holy mother of pearl, I did not expect that. I know I've been kind of mean to the Twilight Zone for having these predictable horror formulas, but I can safely say that this caught me off guard. Bravo, Twilight Zone! Corey finally sees that the captain is right. His girlfriend was nothing more than circuits and wires, incapable of life. He finally gives in and returns home, hoping that he'll eventually overcome his loneliness for good. Yep, we get a bittersweet ending where Corey does get out of his nightmare, but it came at a painful cost, leaving it open to interpretation if Alicia was ever truly a person like us or merely just a machine. Boy, hope you folks don't have a lot of robot characters you love, since this episode will smash you right in the feels. Not gonna lie, I was this close to giving this one a silver medal due to the slow ride. But by Jove, Rod Serling had an adorable robot girl shot in the frickin' face. That takes some solid steel lug nuts. So I can reward it a gold skull, and would highly recommend it if you wanted to see the original plot which started complex robot characters. In all fairness, this episode is a good, heavy dramatic romance about a man struggling with his crippling loneliness and a robot walking the line of being real or being fake, which ultimately leads to a harsh reality check on how blind loneliness can make a person before they start losing their focus. I won't say that this is the grandest Twilight Zone episode, but it is solid enough to make a decent story, thanks to excellent acting from our cast, intriguing robot writing, a visually stunning setting to match our main character's isolation, real spiffy effects, a riveting romance, thought-provoking concepts, powerful dramatic tension, and as per norm, a brilliant moral that makes you question your worldview. While not scary in the usual horror methods, The Lonely is a well-built tragedy, which explores both when to view a person as a person and the pain of what being alone feels like.
I'm alone here.
The loneliness!